Okay, good morning everyone. Shalom Aleichem, Bruchim Habayim. We're continuing Mishnah Berurah Daf HaShavua. Of course, we're mechavein to Mekayim the mitzvah d'oraisa of Talmud Torah. Okay, here we go. Siman Kuf Ches of Yud. Ta'a v'loi hispalel mincha b'Shabbos. Let's say you made a mistake and you didn't daven mincha on Shabbos. Mispal b'matzah Shabbos shtayim shel choyol. You daven matzah Shabbos 2 weekday Shmoneh Esreis. Because it's Matzah Shabbos. Which one are you mavdil in? Mavdil barishayna. You're mavdil in the first, ve'ena mavdil b'shniya. Now this is a new thing, because until now we had that if it's Erev Rosh Chodesh and you're davening 2 marivs to make up for mincha. In other words, let's say you miss mincha Erev Rosh Chodesh and you're davening 2 marivs Rosh Chodesh night. You say Yalav Yavai both, because hey, it's Rosh Chodesh, so you have to say Yalav Yavai. Or if you missed mincha tefillah, and now you have to make it up Friday night, you'll say 2 Shabbos tefillahs because it's Shabbos. But maybe you'll say, if I missed Mincha on Shabbos and I'm davening 2 Marav Matzah Shabbos, it's Matzah Shabbos, and Matzah Shabbos you say Havdalah. So maybe I should say Havdalah in both. No, you don't have to say Havdalah in both. You only have to make one Havdalah. It's not like on Shabbos you daven a Shabbos Shmoneh Esrei. On Rosh Chodesh you say Yalav Yavai. But there's no din that Matzah Shabbos, all the tefillahs you say, you have to say Havdalah. It's just that you have to be mavdil one time. Okay. Let's say I wasn't mavdil on the first one, v'hivdil b'shniya. So now I'm showing that the first one was the tashlumin. Shniya also lay, the second one will count, rishayna lay also lay. If I was mavdil on both, yatsa. Says the Mishnah Berurah, Sivkatan, Chavches, ve'enoi mavdil. Why? Why am I not mavdil on the second? Havdalah is enough once. Mashe'en came b'Shabbos Rosh Chodesh etzarach laskira b'chol tefillas. It has to be mentioned in every tefillah. Al kein pasek b'sif hakoidem. Therefore, it's paskin in the previous sif. The mispalo shel Shabbos v'shel Rosh Chodesh shtayim. You daven Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh twice. Now, what if I'm not mavdil in the first and I'm mavdil in the second? The first one will not count. Why? As we've learned many times, you have to say the obligatory one first. And by not being mavdil in the first one, he is being megala his das shehispalel harishayna l'sashlumin, that he davened the first one as a makeup, because in the first one he didn't say Havdalah. Therefore he has to go make up one for tashlumin without Havdalah. What if his thought was shaharishayna lechiyuva, that the first one was for chiyuv, v'hashniya l'tashlumin? Why did he say Havdalah in the second one? It was a mistake, v'shagag, and he was accented v'loiniskavin klal. Or maybe he'll say, the reason I was mavdil in the second was I forgot to do it in the first one, so now I'm doing the second. So that's okay. Ein tzarich lachzar. He doesn't have to go back. And if you're mavdil in both or neither, you're going to say koza b'stama. But if he explicitly had in mind that the first one should be for tashlumin, even though he didn't do anything to indicate that, nira delayatzu, it appears that he would not be yotzei. Loy hivdil. Or if he was not mavdil either, the reason he doesn't have to go back is because saying Havdalah and Shmoneh Esrei is not ma'akev. She'ein choyzun b'shvel haskaras Havdalah, but tefillah you don't have to go back because of lack of being mentioning Havdalah and davening. Ha'el v'yachala amra ala kois, because you could say it ala kois, k'mash because of Siman Reis Tzali Daled. Now v'yim achar kach to'am koidem shehivdal ala kois. Now here's an interesting halacha. What if somebody forgot to say Havdalah in davening? He forgot to say Atachanan Tanu, and he forgot and he ate before Havdalah. The halach is you have to daven Shmoneh Esrei again. Even though Havdalah is not ma'akiv in Shmoneh Esrei, that's because you could rely on Havdalah. But if you ate now before Havdalah, you would have to daven again. If you ate, which tefillah then, you only have to daven the obligatory tefillah, because what you blew, think about it. I daven the first Shemana Esrei as a chiyuv, and it would work for a chiyuv provided I don't forget and eat. And then I daven the second one as a tashlumin. Then I ate. Eating only disrupts the obligatory tefillah. Mikamakam also like tefillah tashlumim kivan de b'shashas bal tashlumin, because at the time you were saying the tashlumin shaper haya pater mechayva shata. I was exempt from the obligatory davening because I said it. I mean, we know that you can only say a tashlumim at the time you're saying a tefillas chiyuv. And at the time I was saying the tefillas chiyuv, it was effective. It just afterwards I ate and I disrupted it. Sharei haya kais l'fanav. There was a kais that I could have made havdalah on. Rak she'edei she'ta'am neschayev. I'm only obligated to repeat it because he ate, so then the tashlumin would work and he would have to again say the tefillas chiyuv. Sif Yud Aleph. Sorry, say again, what?
What did he do wrong by eating?
You're now to eat before Havdalah.
And if you do that,
And if I do, it ruins the Shemana Esrei. It's interesting halacha. That saying Havdalah and Shemana Esrei is not ma'akev, provided that you don't eat. But if you eat, then it ruins the Shemana Esrei. We'll get to that, Bez Hashem, when we do Hilchas Havdalah. But that's the halacha that the Chavetz Chaim is referencing. Yep. Okay. Sif Yud Aleph. Ta'a b'mincha shel Shabbos. If you made a mistake, mincha on Shabbos. V'hispalo Shemana Esrei. V'loi hizker shel Shabbos. You davened, let's say, a weekday Shemana Esrei mincha. Mispalo v'matzah Shabbos shtayim. I daven 2 matzah Shabbos. I'm mavdil in the first. I'm not mavdil in the second. But in mispal mavdil b'shniya. V'yispalel oisa b'taras nadava. You should daven it as a taras nadava. I'm not sure. This is what we call the famous Machlokes, the Rabbeinu Yehuda and the Chachmei Provencia. Let's think about this. What did this guy do? He didn't daven a Shabbos Shemana Esrei. So what do we tell him to do? Okay, daven a weekday Shemana Esrei to make up davening a weekday Shemana Esrei. I mean, he did that already. The problem is he didn't daven the Shabbos. So the question is, do we view it that, well, he didn't daven what he's supposed to, so he didn't daven. So he didn't daven, he has to daven again. Or do we view it, no, he didn't say the Hoisafa for Shabbos. If that's the thing, well, he's not doing that now. So there would be no, the Lashon of the Rishonim is, Ma Ho'ilu b'takanosim. He's not gaining anything, okay? So, says the Mishnah Berurah b'matzoi Shabbos shtayim, yesh b'zeh machlokes. There's a machlokes over here. I'm sorry. V'yispal oisa b'taras nedava. When he goes back and he davens again, matzah Shabbos, he davens it as a tfilas nedava. Ve'enot tzarech lechadesh ba'davar. He doesn't have to innovate anything, because what he's innovating is this way he is yotze according to everyone. And we're going to see the second case of the Mechaber tomorrow. Let's see the Mishnah Berurah. Yesh b'zeh machlokes. There's a famous machlokes. Ha-toisvus b'shem Rabbi Yehuda sfir lahu. Toisvus in the name of Rabbi Yehuda. This is toisvus in brachos. I don't remember the page. I'm embarrassed to say. Bichavav. Toisvus in brachos brings, in the name of Rabbeinu Yehuda, Svirlu, the ein tzarich lachzor b'shvil zeh. You don't have to go back because of this. You don't have to be chayzer because of this. Why? The hakfar espalo Shemana Esrei. He already davened Shemana Esrei. Rak sheshachach shel Shabbos. He just forgot Shabbos. Uchsheyashlam v'yisval Shemana Esrei v'lo yazkir shel Shabbos. And when you go back and you daven Shemana Esrei and you don't mention Shabbos, ma yarviach b'zeh hatashum. What are you gaining over here? The Chachmei Provencia, the sages of Provence, if you daven without mentioning Shabbos, it's like you didn't daven at all. Because you didn't do it properly. The conclusion of the Tosfos is he should go back and daven as a nadava, because according to the Chachmei Provence, according to Rabbeinu Yehuda, I don't have to daven. According to the Chachmei Provencia, I have to daven. So I'll daven as a So there's like a suffix whether I have to daven again. Again, the Chachmei Provencia say yes. Rabbeinu Yehuda says no. So I'll daven again as an adava, just in deference to the shita of Rabbeinu Yehuda. Ve'ein tzarich lechadesh. I don't have to innovate anything. Given sheish svar shetzarich lachzos b'al mitzad adin. Since there is a tzad that I have to daven for halachic reasons. In chiddush gadol mizeh. There's no greater chiddush than davening again to be yotzei the deya that I'm a chuyiv to. But I daven it as an adava. What does that mean as an adava? Says the Mishnah, I stipulate and I say, if I'm obligated to daven the second Mariv, it should be for my chiyuv. And if I'm not obligated, harezel and adava. V'ayim b'prima gadim. Du adin kol safek plukta dirabivasa yispal ben adava. Whenever there's a machlokes hapoiskim, whether you have to daven again, you daven again as an adava. Uv'tnai she'is safek plukta mamish. Provided it's really a safek. Not yochid against the rabbim. Not, there's one shita that holds after daven again. And v'loy kata neged gada, not a smaller opinion against the greater one. V'az dinay k'may b'safek imispala. Whenever there's a real machlokes, that would be like we said earlier in Siman Kuf Zayin Sif Aleph, that if you're mesupik, if you daven again, and you don't have to mechadesh something, because the chiddush is that I'm being yotzei for sure. And by the way, we said in the Bir Halacha that you're obligated to daven again. Even though, why am I obligated? It's a suffix. But since remember we saw in the Bir Halacha that since Chazal allow you to daven again, because even though suffix brachas lahakel, but halavai, a person can daven all day, since I have that eitzah, if I don't take it up, it's like I'm vaza tefillah. Okay. Uve Shabbos v'Yom Tov, ein mispalel tefillah safek. Here's a very important factor. This way out, that if you're mesupik if you davened, or if there's a machlokes whether you have to daven again, you could daven again as an adava, that will not work on Shabbos and Yom Tov, because you can't daven a tefillas and adava on Shabbos and Yom Tov. Uve Shabbos Yom Tov ein mispalel tefillah safek. The ich yasna, how could you make it tonight? The ein maviin adava b'Shabbos. You can't bring a carbon adava on Shabbos, so you can't say a tefillas and adava on Shabbos. K'dal el b'siman kuf zayin. Im nenas v'lo yispal b'matzah Shabbos. Let's say you had an oinus and you didn't daven Saturday night on matzah Shabbos. So then in the Sunday morning you're going to daven twice. Mispala b'yom shtei tefillos. Achas l'chayva v'achas l'tashlumin. Do you say atachin antanu in the second one? Or do you say it in the first one? Even if you don't make havdal, you don't say atachan antanu. Ken kasav knes agdala b'shem radvaz. The kasav amagin avram b'siman reish sadi daled shelo yadas taimai ein shom. He doesn't know why. So, the Bir Halacha there, in Siman Reish Sadi Dalet, explains like this. Oh, one second, let's finish up. What would you say? Should you say Atachan Antanu? I would say to say it in the first one. Because even though I missed Mariv, so you'd say, well, Stav and Shachris, and then in Mariv say Atachan Antanu. There's no din that you have to say Atachan Antanu and Mariv. The din is you have to be Mavdil as soon as you can. So why should you not say Atachan Antanu and Shachris? Unless they were never Masakein Atachan Antanu past Mariv. I don't know. The Dirshu quotes, let's finish the Mishnah. The Magen Avram says he doesn't know why you shouldn't say Atachan Antanu. V'sefer Magen Gemara Hetek es Tamei Menu v'zel Shanesham. Afilu adayin lo hivdel ein tzarich lemer Atachan Antanu kiven shechayiv lahavdel. You have to make Havdalah now. They're only Misakein Atachan Antanu if it's not yet time for Havdalah. Once it's time for Havdalah, they weren't Misakein Atachan Antanu. Shalei tiknu tashlumin l'davar sheish lei takana. They didn't make a makeup for something that has rectification. V'kiven she'atachan Antanu yesh lei takana b'Havdalah ein lei tashlumin. It cannot be made up. Says the Dirshu, quoting the Bir Halacha, explaining the Magen Avram, who says he doesn't know his reason, that it's machlokes achronim. According to the Prima Gadim, you're mavdil in the second one, which is tashlumin. But Rabbi Kiva says, this is what we were saying, you're mavdil only in the first one. And the Reb Chaim Brisker also says that. Why? This is the sar we said. Havdalah is not part of Mariv. It's not like, the din of Mariv is you have to say Havdalah. You think you have to say Atachan Antanu because of din in Mariv? It's a din it's the first Shemana Esrei after Shabbos. But you didn't daven that first Shemana Esrei. And now your first Shemana Esrei is Shachris. Elo sheish din lahavdu b'tfilah yishtan shachol. And Rav Shlomo Zalman brings a raya from the Yushalmi like Reb Chaim. The Sefer Magen Gibarim says that the Tzad of the Magen Avram, why not to say Atachan Antanu, is because now you're chayiv to be mavdil. So for example, by the way, let's say Matzah Shabbos is Tisha B'Av. And I'm going to be mavdil ala kois Matzah Tisha B'Av. And so you're supposed to say Atachan Antanu. Let's say I didn't say it in Mariv. Do you say it in Shachris? According to the Magen Gibarim, no. Because I have a takana with Havdalah. You only say Atachan Antanu Mariv because it's before Havdalah. The Bar Halacha says, B'maskana, if you're already mavdil ala kois, and you forgot to daven Mariv, you don't say Atachan Antanu, not in the first one or in the second one. But if you were not mavdil, like on Tisha B'Av, not like Reb Chaim Brisker, but rather like the Pri Megadim, and not like Rabbi Kiva Eiger, you're mavdil in the Tashlumin, and not in the first one. Not like I was saying. So Rabbi Kiva Eiger and Reb Chaim Brisker say, you'd say Havdalah in the first one. Again, if you were not mavdil ala kois, and the conclusion of the halacha is not like that. The conclusion of the halacha is you're mavdil only in the tashlumin. Okay, Rabbi, so we'll hold it over here. Have a great day. V'matzliach. Besurais tovos. Have a good day, everyone.
Recording stopped.